Good morning. Nice to see you. Welcome to our town hall Zoom. Can you all hear me okay? Thumbs up. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kelly. Hey, Jeffrey. Nice to see you. So this is our town hall Zoom for Friday, July 10th. I wanted to welcome you and tell you we'll have our same regular format. We'll have a few quick updates, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions. I do want to say though, we typically, I'll typically stay on the call with Emily until noon. And today I have a hard stop at 11:30, unfortunately. So we'll record, and we are putting these Zoom recordings on our website. And unfortunately, we'll have to do a hard stop today at 11:30. Anna is asking if we can send her the link to the recording. And Anna, if you put your email address in a private chat, then yes, I can send it to you right after today. All right. So do we have our mom on the phone whose son is studying forensic biology? Are you here? Finally have an answer for you about those forensic biology classes. And in case you find yourself watching this recording later, I'll let you know what the update is. The update is that the chair of bio, his name is Jamie Nitel. He said that they have applied for 4 classes to be face-to-face. They are waiting on approval to know the outcome. And that the students were actually sent this information around June 15th to their CSUS email. And so your student, who I believe is your son, should be getting an update. So that's the forensic bio update finally. The next
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Oh, are you
yeah.
here, Maggie?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. I'll have
good.
Noah. Okay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll have Noah check for that in his email.
Okay.
Okay.
The next update is about virtual classes in general. So we are supposed to be, we're at a point where we now know what classes will be in person. And it's basically 5% of classes, which is not a lot, right? We knew it's not a lot. But the reason I wanted to tell you is because what your students now see on the Canvas, or pardon me, on the catalog page is accurate and up to date and final. So over the last couple weeks or the last month, you know, the faculty have been updating that page. And I guess I just want you to know that if it says web online, then it is final. 5% will have a campus component. That's not many. And that just could be even just one time being on campus. The next update I want to give you is about schedule changes. So as your students consider if they want to make any changes to their schedule, they can't do that right now. It's closed. They can't add or drop or swap, but they can do that starting again on August 10th. That window is not open for very long, so please remind them the date that they can make changes to their schedule is August 10th through August 27th. Okay, so that's for schedule changes for students going forward. Want to give you all some reminders about how you can really help your students in this virtual semester. A basic one might sound silly, but it would be really helpful if you can tell your students to please check and read their CSUS email. So we know that students do not like to read email. They don't actually read it very much. And we are working on trying to send less email. We are. But this is how Sac State is going to tell your students important messages. And this is where professors are going to communicate with their students, is through email and through Canvas. And this is where staff and Sac State leaders are going to send important information. So it's an important time for them to be checking their CSUS email, even though it's summer and as the fall starts as well. Another update I'd like to give you, this is relevant for parents of continuing students, but more important for if we have any parents of new students. Please check with your students to see if they have created a CSUS Zoom account using their Sac State credentials. This would be awesome to have that done before classes begin. And often students think that they have if they simply open Zoom or they open a link like this, but they actually have to create an account, and it will ask them for the company domain. That's a sticking point sometimes for students. Our company domain is CSUS. It's just 4 letters, CSUS. That really helps them get into what they need to be doing in Canvas quickly. And classes begin, the first day of classes is Monday, August 31st. Campus is closed the following Monday, September 7th for Labor Day. So that's it for our updates. I'm going to take questions, and I see a question from Marina. Marina is saying, my daughter is a first-year graduate student. We heard financial aid awards will be sent out at the end of July or the beginning of August. Is this correct? Marina, I'm not sure. Hi. So for continuing students, we've been having questions about, aid should be delivered to continuing students basically this week or next week. Have any of our families who have been waiting for their financial aid awards for continuing students, have you seen those come through? I can't see many people. But I would think if you, let's say this, Marina, let me email our financial aid contact and get back to you. Can you private chat me your email address, please?
As a graduate student, can I chime in?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, when I first started my first year as a grad student, I didn't receive mine until the beginning of August. And because my fees were pushed back until September, that gave me plenty of time to accept the awards or decline them and pay off all my fees and then get my e-refund as well. So in case that helps as well. And I'm still waiting on mine too.
Thanks, Emily. Debbie is saying, we have not received it. Our daughter's account said late July or early August too. And Mary also has not received it. Neither has the Herrera family. So it sounds like it's not unusual to still be waiting. Mary, I see that you'd like us to send you the recordings link. If you can private chat me your email address, then we can go ahead and do that for you. Any other questions? I see one from James. My daughter is a first-time freshman. Orientation's next week. She's not received her class schedule yet. That's normal. She won't get it until she comes to orientation. Not sure if the school has credited her with college transfer credit. No advisor has been set up yet. Not sure of next steps. So James, basically when she goes to orientation, she will be placed in her class schedule. She should have sent in her documents. So it's one thing to get her transcript, but it's another thing to, I think, upload her AP test scores, if she has any of those, to send them to the Hornet Launch program. Emily, can you put in the chat for James a link to Hornet Launch, and he'll need to find or your daughter will need to find how to make sure those test scores are in. Make sure she has those with her when she comes to orientation. She also should take the ALEX PPL, which is the math placement test. It's only needed for certain majors. And that she do directed self-placement for English. So she is placed in the appropriate English and math class prior to orientation. And those should be in her student center. They are links on the right under her to-do list. Antoinette is saying that fees are deferred until September. That's true. If you have applied for financial aid, you filled out the FAFSA, your student filled out the FAFSA, your fees are deferred until September. Emily, here is one other person that wants the recording. Let's see, Donna Baker, can you please chat me? Oh, there it is. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, hey, Tracy's back. That was fast. Will orientation be in person on campus, Sue? No, it will be virtual. And in fact, I have spoken with a few families. There's someone in my neighborhood who I decided to go introduce myself to because they have a big banner up that says my child is going to Sac State. And they also thought that orientation would be in person. No, unfortunately, it's virtual. I host sessions like this. In fact, Emily and I had one this morning at 10 a.m. for parents, and no one showed up. And I'm a little worried about it, honestly, the students and the parents. We usually see 4,000. I usually meet 4,000 new parents and family members every summer. And you know what's happened so far this summer? 15. I've met about 15 parents. And so I know that the information is not as broadly available right now. Well, it's not as broadly accessed right now. So if you know, I'd like to ask you all, if you know of a student or a family who is sending a student to Sac State, please tell them about the program. Please tell them about these Zoom calls and that we have a Facebook page and we have a newsletter and that there are resources for them. We want to be here for them. I know students are having a hard time accessing virtual information. So please, please tell them that the campus is here and we want to work with them to access the services they need. I see a question from Samantha, and she says, my daughter is a first-time freshman. She took college English in a dual enrollment class. She sent her transcript, but wasn't sure if they received it and is worried that she won't get the credit. So Samantha, she will get the credit. Please have her bring her some sort of proof of that to her orientation. And what I mean is she'll be sitting at the computer, right? Please ask her to have her document right here. Or if it's, you know, virtual, to have it on another screen so she can share it. And the reason is doing transfer credit is a manual. It's still a manual process, believe it or not. Human beings look at the class that was taken at another institution and they say, yes, this is worth 3 units at Sac State, or this is worth 2 units at Sac State. It is not an automated process where it's simply the click of a button. So it takes a little while. And honestly, that department is short-staffed right now, and we have a hiring freeze. We can't hire anybody. So it's just more documents right now and fewer people. So please have her bring that to make sure that she's placed in the right class. I would also take this time to remind your students to advocate for themselves. So let's say, so she took college English. She will have to take, I think, it depends on her major. She may have to take an English class. She may not. But if she's placed in a class that she doesn't feel comfortable in, she feels like she already knows it and she shouldn't have to take it again, don't let Sac State tell her what her education will be, particularly if she already feels that she has learned it. Please tell your student, advocate, hey, I took this already. I don't need to be in this basic English class. And then she'll say, here's my proof. Okay, Laura is saying, where can we find the link to student orientation? Will they get an email or is it on the website? So there's 2 things to know about. Emily, can you send a link to the group for the orientation pages? Now, what's on the orientation pages, hi, Laura, is that you? What's on the page and what's public is for the parents and families sessions. But your students' orientation is in their student center. So for new parents, the student center is very important. You've got to check in the student center. Your student needs to start getting comfortable in their student center. Everything will be in with their Sac State credentials, and their orientation session is there. There's something called pre-orientation. It's not that, they should do that, but the link to what they need is there as well. I hope that helps, Laura. Thanks, Donna. James says, I'm going to follow up on the transfer credit. We submitted all the official transcripts. The college was out of state, so it doesn't apply to assist or TES. Okay, yeah. Should we submit the other forms? The dual credit class would apply for the first year English 5. Yeah, we should follow up on it. James, I'm going to have Emily chat my email address so you can send me the request. The person who gives the credit is called the registrar, and basically they accept documents at their generic email address, which is registrar@csus.edu. I'll kind of help, deliver the information to them for you with your student's ID number, and maybe we can get it to sort of like the top of the pile. Worth a shot. Michelle is asking, can you please share the links for the parent newsletters? Emily, can you share the sign up in the chat? Oh, thank you. Okay, what else? How's everybody doing? Any other questions?
Hey, Haley.
Yes. Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
Other parent ambassadors are on the line, and I don't know how many parents are on the line, but since I've been through this with 2 students that have graduated Sac State and one is master's, I'm happy if any parents have questions offline that you're not available. I'm happy to help them walk through through any issues or questions they may have. So my email's out there on the Sac State website. So.
That's true. So Jeffrey, do you mind introducing yourself? Right now we've got 43 people listening.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeff Ingalls. You can probably tell I'm in my office today. I'm the only one here out of probably 30, 40 of my staff. So I just get a little background. I work locally in Sacramento. And so I was a graduate of Sac State many years ago. And both of my children, they're not children, but 24 and 22-year-olds have graduated from Sac State. Matter of fact, today my daughter's taking final test for medical school, and my son is there at Sac State working on his master's in special education. So, I've been on Haley, I've been on the parent ambassador program as a member for, like 7, 8 years now. So, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I hear some of the questions I had when my son was a freshman. So again, don't hesitate to reach out. My email address, it's, if you want to write it down, or it's my personal one, it's ingalls1958@gmail.com. And it is out on the website as well. And I'm happy to give you my cell number too, if you want that. And reach out to me if Haley's not available or others. I'm happy to try to answer any questions I can. Would you like that my cell number too? I'd be happy to give it to you. Let me know.
Let's start with email, and
Okay.
then people can put in the chat if they'd like to connect with you, and you could private chat it to them just so it's not out there publicly.
So let me know. Thanks.
And then I just put his email address in the chat for everyone. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. That's awesome. And it's nice to have a parent who's been around to connect with.
No problem. Thanks.
So Jennifer is asking, what are the plans to engage freshmen in college life virtually this semester? Well, Jennifer, I feel like you teed that question up for me. Thanks for asking. Sac State is working hard to provide virtual opportunities to engage. So first of all, student organizations and leadership is an office or a department like the Parents and Families program, but they have staff. They have full-time professional staff, and they run programs including sport clubs, which is like a step above intramurals in terms of they have competitions that are staged with other campuses. And they are in the process of determining what sport clubs might be able to still meet. Of course, not all of them will, but you know, the sports that are outdoors and more socially distanced, I think are in the process of trying to figure out how they can join. There are about 300 clubs and organizations, and I believe only about 10 have indicated that they will not be having a virtual presence. So that means there's 290 clubs and organizations, including sororities and fraternities, that will be meeting and doing recruitment virtually. So it is, you know, what's interesting about students is some students are real go-getters and they'll go out there to find the information themselves, and some are not. Some really want to be asked and they want to be pursued. So they will get emails, they will be reached out to on social media, but it's hard because there's so much clutter out there. So maybe you can direct your student to join a club, find something they'd like to do. We will be hosting a few events as well called Weeks of Welcome. And there will be a calendar of virtual events. We're in the process of figuring that out now. So I'll tell you the conversations we've been having in student affairs, because you're not going to see much virtual right now. The Carlson Center for Entrepreneurship is having virtual events. But what we're trying to figure out is, rather than having every department have separate events on different days, we expect that our students will be experiencing what we experience too, which is Zoom fatigue, just sitting on a computer all the time. We don't really want to have, you know, 30 events, 30 days a month. Could it be better? Could it be more impactful if we all got together and we hosted, you know, 1 or 2 really cool things per month where we could ask students to join in, and then they can still have their own time as well. So that's what we're planning behind the scenes right now. And we're not done planning it, but we have to figure it out. I'll also say that unique programs, which is, they're usually having programs through the University Union. They are doing things like trying to figure out how to have concerts and awesome performers that your students would usually want to go see live. Like there are those free noon concerts. That how are they going to do that on Instagram Live, for instance? So your students are still going to have access to performances as well via Instagram Live. They're talking about whether they can do socially distanced outdoor movies. Not sure yet, but there will be a lot. It'll be on the student life portion of the website. Debbie is saying we have an incoming junior and a transfer student attending Sac State in the fall. Ah, welcome. All have gone smoothly. Our transfer student was very happy, made comfortable with the virtual orientation. Oh, good. Okay, not everyone's had that experience. Oh, thanks. Great. It's been good. Hey, that's rare to hear, like just a compliment. Kelly says, my son loves the esports club and they have virtual functions. Thanks, Kelly. Anna is saying her student is going to be a senior. He is scheduled to receive financial aid. Do you need to resubmit prior to graduation? Yes, you have to fill out a FAFSA every year. Yep, every year. Tracy, I see you're back. Do you want to give an update? Did you reach Luis? No. Okay. Sorry to hear that. So yes, please fill out the FAFSA, everybody, by March 2nd. March 2nd is the priority filing date every year.
I did leave a message for Luis.
Oh, good. Okay.
I asked him to call me back as soon as possible so we'll see.
Okay. Any questions, anyone? Today is easy. We don't have a ton of questions, don't have a ton of updates. Everyone's going back into lockdown mode, right? Did you get out during those 3 days the state was open? No. I did. My husband and I actually went to lunch one day at a local restaurant, and he told me, I think 2 days later, one of the staff members got COVID, and then they closed, of course, like the rest of the state. Okay, everybody. Well, it's been a great meeting. I'll stay on till 11:30 if you have any questions. That's just 4 minutes away, but no more updates. So you're free to go. Enjoy your day. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Hi, I have a question.
Hi, Julie. Sure.
Hi, I was logged in a couple minutes late and you were talking about, it sounded like you were talking about financial aid. That some people haven't seen it in their student center.
Right.
I'm not expecting I'm expecting like student loan offer, and I don't
Okay.
see that in there yet. Is that they were saying maybe end of the month or early August?
Is your student a continuing student?
No, she's an incoming freshman.
Incoming freshman.
And I went back and checked after the last meeting to make sure we filled out the FAFSA, said it was complete.
Okay,
And
good.
I see that she has, I just checked right now, and she has her schedule on there, and her fees are on there. I can apply for the payments. But my son, he goes to San Jose State, and usually by now he has, if you click on the year, it usually has how much he's being loaned.
I wouldn't be worried, but I will check into it for you. Julie, can you send a private chat to me with your
Sure.
student's name? Do you know her ID number?
I do have it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send that to you.
And then a way to reach you as well.
Okay. So just in a private chat, I'll do that right now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Kelly, thank you for always being here and participating. It's so nice to see you.
You're welcome. I enjoy it because Joey's busy with all his stuff. So, I find out little tidbits of information and then I ask him if he's heard it. So, yeah. And then I just wanted to throw out the esports thing that he belongs to. He enjoys doing that as one of the functions when we were talking about that.
How does that work?
It's video games. But they get together as a group and play different video games or esports games and that. So that still goes on, but something, just socially with other people from school.
So he's still connected. That's good.
Yeah. So he tries. He's more of a lone kind of guy. So he's actually he doesn't mind doing virtual learning.
That's good. My stepson's like that too.
Yeah.
He's, more comfortable.
He's a little worried because he has 3 labs, and with them being engineering labs, he's not quite sure how that's going to work. But he actually, on Monday, he starts. We live in Port Hueneme down in Southern California, and we have a naval base down the street. And on Monday, he's starting as an internship on base, working with the engineers with the
wow.
Surface Warfare Center.
Oh, that's so great.
So,
Actually.
yeah, it's pretty exciting. They're delayed because of COVID. They didn't start their process of getting interns over there, but they finally did. So he'll get a good 5 weeks of on-hands training of some kind of engineering.
That's awesome. We'll have to have you come back and talk about what it's, how important it is, because it is so important for your student to get an internship.
Oh yeah. I'll keep you posted on how that's going.
Okay, everyone. Emily, I believe you're a co-host, so I'm going to go. If you want to stay on and see if you can get anybody's questions, if anyone has questions, but I got to run. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, Haley. Yeah, if anyone has any extra questions, I am here. I can stay on. I can put you in the right direction. You can also leave, whatever you like. Hi,
Are you a student at
I
Sac?
am.
What year are you?
I'm going into my second year as a graduate student.
I think you and your co-host make a terrific team.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're
Should-
trying to do our best to be able to talk with everybody.
So if we send a message to Haley, would she be able to help us out in checking on financial aid? I have a senior grandson who has never talked to a counselor, and he
Yes.
thinks he's graduating, and I just don't have his ID number. And I forget what plan that is when you do have, you're able to check on things. Family, FERPA, is it?
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
FERPA. Yeah.
So-
So Haley, if were you able to get Haley's email directly in the chat? I could put it in again.
Okay, I have trouble with computers. So if you could send it to me, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I can put it in the chat, but if you'd like me to just connect you via email, if you want to let me know what your email address is, just in the video.
I will try. I try to. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
try right now. Okay.
So
I tried to send something to Haley privately, and it's still there. So I didn't press enter or shift or something.
something happened, right? Yeah, I always get confused on these things too. Sometimes I send things privately
No,
and I
you
don't mean
but
to.
Thank you. So do I just start again? I'll go there. All right. I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Um,
Okay, so I just got your private message and I will message you privately so you can probably see like a direct.
fantastic.
Yes, we got this.
Good. I don't know how I did it.
Were you able to see that? I just sent it to you.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
Awesome. No problem. Yeah, that is her direct line. So email her there. And if you prefer to talk over the phone with her and ask her specifically those questions, she might be able to help you without knowing your students'
Information.
like the actual number and everything. She'll be able to figure out how to work around it with you. But yeah, there
Okay.
are some things that are limited with FERPA. She'll go all into that with you once you contact her.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah, I hope it all works out for you.
I do too.
All right. Any other questions from anybody or just want to chat with a grad student? And I will be sending out the recording of this to everybody who has asked and sent Haley and me their private email addresses. So let me know if you want this recording as well, just through email. I can do that. Hi, you trying to talk to me right now? I think you're on mute. I can unmute you though.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Hi.
Thank you. I have a son who is a final year student at Sac State. I'm sorry, I'm joining the meeting late.
Oh yeah, no
Um,
problem.
Yeah, my concern is that I want to know if I want to know how this program is going to run. This pulse program, is it going to be fully off campus? Will they be doing the whole classes online, or would there be some kind of physical presence in the campus, because he lives, he has an apartment rented in Sacramento there, and I want to know if we have to get done with the lease arrangement, that way, I don't have to incur extra debt, with the lease. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to know, please.
Yeah, so that's the real question right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out their housing, and especially when it comes to lease situations that are off campus. The answer is about 5% of courses offered on campus will have some sort of in-person component. So if your son has labs or any kind of like clinical rotation or some kind of internship where they have to be physically present, there's going to be some sort of physical but safe, socially distanced presence. And they're still trying to work around that. It really depends on the department. And like you weren't here for the very beginning, we talked a little bit about forensic biology specifically. There's a few more answers from that department, but a lot of departments have yet to actually let their students know which classes are going to be online exclusively and which ones are going to be mostly online with a little bit of in-person. So what did you say was his major again?
He is a psychology major.
Psychology, okay. So in what year? Is he a first year student?
He's a final year student, senior.
Senior? Okay.
A senior, yeah.
When it comes to that, it sounds like there might be some sort of lab that comes with psychology students, especially if they're about to graduate and everything. It really depends on the psychology department. And as far as I know, they haven't updated that yet. But your student directly should hear soon, if not already. So make sure that he checks the student center, like what we were talking about a little bit earlier, just getting familiar, and like where he's registering for classes and everything. He should see on his actual student center, if there's a room number next to a class that he's already registered for, that means that it's going to partially be in person. And so there's a little bit of a clue there. Otherwise, it'll say online only or virtual instruction, something that doesn't indicate a physical presence. But I can get you in connection with Haley so the two of you can figure out exactly what your student is looking at and look at a student center together and figure all that out. Would you want to do that?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I put Haley's email down in the chat. Do you have access to the chat on this Zoom meeting, or would you want me to email you independently?
Yeah, email me independently, please.
Okay. Can I get your email?
OKE.
OKE.
SHED.
SSED.
S as in Sam.
Mm-hmm.
H as in history.
Okay.
E as in Edward. D as in dog.
Okay. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Is that it?
At hotmail.com.
At which Hotmail?
Hotmail, yeah.
Hotmail.com. Okay, so I will connect you with Haley, asking about psychology majors and what that's going to look like, and just get you guys in conversation together. Does that sound good?
That'll be great.
And what was your name?
Okay.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Emily. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Emily.
Huh.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I hope you guys can get to an answer. Yeah, any other questions? Mary, okay. Greg and Zenny, I know you're still on. Maybe you've walked away for a little bit. I can stay on for another 5 minutes or so. Any last minute things?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you know, like my grandson is in music and they have to take a performance class each semester. And if that is not face-to-face, will they do away with that requirement?
I think that really has to do with the music department, right?
Okay.
I bet they're still in conversation about what is this going to look like for our continuing students? What is this going to look like for new students who may one day be able to do a physical in-person thing?
Right.
That's also up in the air. Hopefully there'll be more answers in the coming months before orientation's all done, before everything's figured out before school starts.
Yes.
That really depends on the department. I don't have any direct answers right now. We're all kind of up in the air, right? Yeah, but that's a really interesting question because it relies so much on practice and performance. Yeah.
Well, he's not a performance major anymore, but he still has to do a big group. So, and since he hasn't talked to anyone ever about what he's taking, it would be nice to sort of figure out
Mhm.
financially for me how many more semesters we have.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the question.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Always great to see your faces.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to leave.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you next time, hopefully.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Looks like we're about done with questions, unless anyone wants to interrupt me really quickly. Oh, I see Barb is connecting. Okay. Hi, Barb. Hi, Lori. We're just about to end this call, but I can stay on up until noon because we have some new attendees. If you have any questions, I can direct you in the right direction. Yeah. But this is the town hall call for the Parents and Families program, and I'm Haley's assistant, just so you all know. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, like, nope. I can still give you updates and everything, but join us next time. It's probably going to happen July 24th, 2 weeks from now. We'll definitely be updating on Facebook, and you'll receive a newsletter if you are signed up for our newsletters about the next time we get a call. Okay? Thanks, Lori. All right, thank you all for joining. I'm going to end the call now. It seems like we're pretty quiet. So again, you can email me directly if you need to, parentsfamilies@csus.edu. You can email Haley. She's at haley.myers@csus.edu. And be sure to contact us and join us next time if you have any other questions, okay?
One final question.
For sure.
So sorry. We get an email for this, every 2 weeks Zoom meeting. When you talk about the newsletter, is that included there in the email?
Yeah, that's the same email. When I say parent updates and newsletter, I mean the same thing. I should be more concise about that. But yes, do you receive those updates with the Zoom?
I just get the information on the town hall meeting. It says Sac State Parents Update, but I'm not sure about the newsletter. When you say newsletter, does it have additional information aside from the Zoom meeting?
Most of the time, yes. So the one that you received this week was pretty short because, again, we didn't have a ton of updates this week, but we usually will have frequently asked questions. We'll have more information about getting in touch with orientation. It'll be kind of summaries about what's going on in these town hall calls for people who don't get to or aren't available to join us. So it's just kind of a summary element. It's not an extensive newsletter. It's more short updates to keep you in the know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So when it says subscribe here to get the latest updates, latest video updates, so I should subscribe to that?
So for the video updates, yes. So that's actually pretty new. We're really implementing our YouTube channel now because we're doing so many things over video, and we're posting more videos on Facebook and everything. And we want to do more to get in contact with people who can't go to the meeting that we're in currently in real time. So this recording, for example, will be uploaded to our YouTube page, and then I'm going to share that in our newsletter next time. Yeah, so if you want to get those directly on YouTube, you can subscribe at that link.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. I guess I should read this a little bit more. I'm thinking it's only about the Zoom meeting. All right, thank you so much. That's you've been a great help, both you and me. Thank you again.
Thank you so much again. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Mary, you're back. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
is it FERPA
It's
Yeah.
FERPA, but I think like you don't have to address that fact just yet. If you don't have, contact Haley, ask her about your situation. Like you want to learn more about your grandson's situation and whether or not he's graduating, and how many semesters he might have left, and you're just having trouble accessing those things, and you don't currently have FERPA, as
I
far as you
do.
know. Oh, you do
I
have
do.
FERPA.
That's
Okay.
what. So, and I just, before I said that, I do have it in place.
Oh, okay.
Is it FERP?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Family Educational Rights or something? I forgot what it
Something
was.
like that. FERPA is what we know it as.
Okay, thank you.
No
Because
problem.
I always feel like this kid is 20 years old. I shouldn't be doing it, but I got to sort of know. So I will go ahead.
Little push, right?
Again, yes, thank you again. This time I am leaving.
Okay, I am too this time.
Good, 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 good. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.